If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader when the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. 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 Follow the leader.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Say to get back together with your ex? What are the conversations that you need to have to make all of this happen? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, so please stay tuned through to the end, because we're going to be talking about all sorts of valuable things that you can do to get started having the conversations that you need to have to get back together with your ex. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. All right, so let's go ahead and break this down. Now, I've been on a lot of calls and I've heard a lot of people's stories about their relationships, their breakups, what went wrong, and all that sort of stuff. And we can boil a lot of this down to a pretty simple path that most people need to take to get back together with their ex. Now, the first thing is we have to understand that most relationships come apart in large because the two people in the relationship stop seeing each other as being on the same team at some point in time. Now, obviously, a great relationship that lasts, a lifetime, where the two people are just head over heels in love with one another, you could probably imagine that they're going to see themselves as being on the same team in life. However, that's not how most people start relationships. That's not how most people enter into the dating world. They may often think, oh, hey, I'm a man and you're a woman, therefore we're fundamentally, enemies, or I'm a woman, you're a man, or, you have this personality type, I have that one, or you have this attachment style, I have that one, or you have this love language, I have that one, you're from this culture, I'm from that one, you're from this social class, and just look at any magazine rack as you're buying groceries and you'll see all of these sorts of things that say, oh, hey, men are this way, women are that way, whatever. That's obviously not going to set us up to be on the same team. So if you're going to make this work and you're going to start by seeing your ex as an enemy, which a lot of people do, there has to be some switch along the way where you switch from being on opposite teams to being on the same team if you're going to have this great loving relationship. And it's hard to make this switch as you're moving forward. So what usually makes sense is to just get the switch in place right at the beginning and be on the same team. So most people I talk to could benefit from having a same team conversation with their partner to get them onto the same team, to get them to see each other as being on the same team, and to lower the pressure so they can start actually connecting with one another. This can be really powerful. In fact, I actually recommend, asking them, would you be open to being on the same team, or something along those lines when you're in the midst of one of these conversations. And of course, it's probably not best to just ask this sort of thing or have this conversation out of the blue. We want to open up and get into a state of rapport most likely first before we have a same team conversation. But again, it does depend on some of the nuance of the situation and all that sort of stuff as well too. But having a same team conversation is usually one of the first things that you're going to want to do. Now from there, we'll go ahead and get into some longer term things that you can focus on as well too. But first, if you do like these videos, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button for.
That's interesting. Who is that guy? What's his name? Clay Andrews, huh? Now, let me just let y'all in on a little secret. I send all of these video clips to Andy, but I only listen to about 60 seconds of them when I'm picking them. So I'm with y'all. This is my first time hearing what he said. A same team conversation. That's very interesting. He said most people come into relationships from an oppositional perspective. That was interesting. The chat room has already found the clip. They're already putting it in the chat. Tonight's topic. Hey, this is one of Sarah's. Sarah, again, is the co-executive producer of my television show. This is one of her topics. She asked me to do it. So here we are. Lazarus love. A deeper look into resurrecting a love that once died. I want to take this in a different direction. I want to ask the callers who call in tonight, because again, this is a conversation. This is not a monologue. This is a conversation in an open, non-judgmental space where everybody's perspective and opinion matters. Now, I know a lot of people want me to argue with people and back them down and shut them down. I don't want to do that. I want you to come in and talk and share. So for all the callers that call in tonight, I want to know 3 things that would make you reconsider getting back with an ex. But then I also want you to give me 3 things that would make you say, oh, hell no, never again. I want you to call in and tell me what situation and circumstance would be conducive for you to say, you know what? This is okay. I can do this again. I'm very interested. Yes, 3 reasons to get back with your ex and 3 reasons to never look back. Lazarus love. For most people, let me just ask. Let me ask this question. I don't know. You tell me. Most people, once they're done with somebody, they're done, right? Right? Most people don't ever want to go back, right? 1-800-920-1580. Somebody call me. When is resurrecting a dead relationship ever worth the time, energy, and effort to do so? Can you name 3 things where you could say, yeah, man, I'll do it, or absolutely not? You know why? Because these 3 things exist. Here's my 3 things that would make me go, oh, hell no. I'm finna come right off the top of the dome. closed-mindedness, stubbornness, rigidity. I don't like a person that's too integrated into the toxic society. In other words, if I'm asking you about you and you're giving me society's standards for a person, your age, your race, and your economic situation, I don't like people who sound like the system, who sound like the Matrix. I don't like that. That's just me. I don't like passive aggressive. I don't like abusers. I don't like disrespect. It's a lot of pieces for me. I'm sorry, I said 3. I gave more. What would make me reconsider, though, accountability. If somebody stepped up and said, I'm a human too, and I'm flawed too, and this is what I contributed to the last meltdown of our situation, right? I would be like, oh, okay. Personal responsibility, accountability. And I love what the clip said. Yo, I want to be a team. They come back expressing, I want to be a team. I want to work together. I want to work with you. I also think forgiveness is a big piece. They come in saying, forgive me for what I contributed to the relationship that caused it to fall the first time. What defines the strength of Lazarus love? And how does it compare to love in its initial bloom? I think Lazarus love has the potentiality to be stronger than the initial love because you've been through something and you got through it, you got over it, and you found yourself, right, back with the person. I think that love has a potential to be stronger. You don't have to agree with me. If you disagree, call me, 1-800-920-1580. Are there traces of past grievances and hurts that linger in the resurrected love? Or can it truly start fresh? After you've crashed and burned, do you think you can get over being burnt? 1-800-920-1580. What strategies can be employed to utilize the existing love as a foundation for cultivating new behaviors and habits within the newly formed or newly resurrected or the Phoenix relation? Let's call it the Phoenix relationship. It came back from the ashes. 1-800-920-1580. I want to talk to everybody tonight. In the process of resurrecting love, how can couples view each other with renewed perspectives? Oh, Lord. Is the love experienced in the resurrection phase fundamentally different from the initial love, or does it bear similarities? Is it unrealistic to think that it's going to feel like it used to feel? 1-800-920-1580. Can it feel better? It's got to feel better, I think, right? 1-800-920-1580. What dynamics can come into play when the heart experiences a resurgence of love, but the mind remains skeptical and uncertain? Can past mistakes and conflicts be resolved in the context of resurrected love, or do they persist as unresolved issues? This is a heavy topic tonight. Thank you, Sarah. Lazarus love, a deeper look into resurrecting a love that was once dead. It's back by popular demand. Sarah said we needed to talk about it. And I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear your thought process. You already know the phone lines are open. We're already all over the country already. We got Atlanta, Georgia. We got Los Angeles in the building by way of Queens, New York. And We've got Detroit, Michigan, and we're already all over the country. Listen, when I come forward, your brother Zoe is going to the phone lines. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
Hey, son. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, the loss of who you thought you was.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
At Susan G. Komen, we believe that ending breast cancer needs all of us working together. Because if you've just been diagnosed and don't know where to turn, we've got you. If you can't afford the treatment you need, we've got you. And if you are driven to honor the loved one you've just lost, we have a place for you here. Because of you, we're supporting those who need help today while tirelessly searching for tomorrow's cures. Visit Komen.org and be a part of our Susan G. Komen community today.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look. And unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So, let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California, once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at a gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event. Or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Many tensions within relationships can usefully be looked at through the prism of a concept much used within psychotherapy, the idea of rupture and repair. For psychotherapists, every relationship is at risk of moments of frustration or, as the term has it, of rupture, when we suffer a loss of trust in another person as someone in whom we can safely deposit our love and whom we believe can be kind and understanding of our needs. The ruptures are often quite small, and to outside observers, perhaps imperceptible. One person fails to respond warmly to another's greeting. Someone tries to explain an idea to their partner, who shrugs and says offhandedly that they have no idea what they're on about. In front of friends, a lover shares an anecdote which casts the partner in a less than flattering light. Or the rupture can be more serious. Someone calls someone a stupid fool and slams a door. A birthday is forgotten. An affair begins. The point about ruptures is that they say nothing, in themselves, about a relationship's prospects of survival. There might be constant, rather grave ruptures and no breakup. Or there might be one or two tense moments over a minor disagreement, and then things head towards collapse. So what determines the difference is something that psychotherapists are especially keen to teach us about: the capacity for what they term repair. Repair refers to the work needed for two people to regain each other's trust and restore themselves in the other's mind as someone who is essentially decent and sympathetic and can be a good enough interpreter of their needs. As psychotherapy points out, repair isn't just one capacity among others. It is arguably the central determinant of one's mastery of emotional maturity. It is what identifies us as true adults. Good repair relies...
Wow, that was heavy. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580 from the heart of Leimert Park. Zoe Williams is on fire once again. Lazarus Love. A deeper look into, I guess, the technique for resurrecting a love that was once dead. Can love come back from the dead? Or are you like most people? Once it's dead, it's gone. Dead and gone. Dead and gone. Gone, gone. I want to know. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Brandon, Los Angeles. Talk to me.
Yo. So, what's good?
Hey, what's up, brother? What do you think about tonight's topic?
It's a great one. Kind of going through this myself. Supposed to hang out with a past ex this week to catch up and maybe rekindle.
Really? Well,
yes.
Well, how did it get rebooted? Like, is it being rebooted or is this rebooty?
It got booted because the young lady lived in a dangerous area, and I didn't feel comfortable going to the area from past trauma from living in New York. So, yeah, I didn't feel comfortable going to the area, so that's why. That was like one of the main reasons why we broke up. But other than that, the relationship was cool.
So it wasn't really a relational problem. It was a location problem. It was her it was where she lived. Her geography. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So y'all relationship is actually cool.
It was cool. Yeah, actually cool. It was actually cool. Yes.
So but let me just say this, man. What part of New York are you from?
Queens.
Queens. Okay, so I understand. Yeah. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
But you're out of towner out here. I mean, I don't think you would have been bothered. Well, it depends on what hood she lived in, I guess.
Right. Martin Luther King, Obama Boulevard.
Oh, the jungles. Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah. Y'all needed to meet north of Wilshire.
Oh, shit.
No, hey, listen, man. I understand. You got to take care of yourself, man, and especially if you're not from here and you don't know the culture and how to move in the culture. I understand.
Right.
But you got a car. Well, you might not. You from New York.
No, not yet.
See,
not
so
yet.
that's New York. There's a whole mentality to New York. Get a car. Drive to her hood. Just whip through there. Tell her, listen, soon as I'm gonna hit you a mile away. You need to be standing outside. Now, you know, in LA, a mile takes 15 minutes.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Boom. Get there. She got to be outside. Get in the car. Get in. And then you skirt off.
Right. The ill thing, though, she would always come to my place because my place was safe. I live near downtown. My place was safe. It was convenient, and it was close to her job.
Okay. But look, the jungles are safe once you get inside.
Right.
You can't linger in the jungle.
No.
You can't linger outside. But
No,
listen, you tell her, where's your parking space? Oh, it's in my building. Great. A mile away. I'm a mile away. Be standing.
I'll be in the Uber.
Listen. Oh, good. Well, okay. Uber. Okay, Uber works. I'm a mile away. Come outside and we rush into the crib. Because listen, if she's a good woman and she's worth it, it might be worth the risk. Just don't go down there in blue, and you'll be fine.
Right. Black and gray.
Black, gray, mauve, like plum. But just you'll be all right. Hey, Brandon. Hey, man, I appreciate you for reaching out. You brought Los Angeles via Queens in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. Get in here.
Hey, I know you ain't tell, bro, go down there and mall for real. Like, yeah, that's what's up.
Mauve. Just go down there.
Mauve.
Chartreuse. Tangerine.
Man, right.
So let me ask
well,
you.
Look.
Let me ask you really quick.
Go ahead.
Brother.
Yeah.
Let me ask you really quick. I need 3 things that would be, a deal breaker for you reconnecting with somebody, and I need 3 things that would be a deal sealer for you to reconnect with an ex. What are they?
The deal breaker is dismissal of reality, like running away from what's real. Basically ties into accountability. One deal breaker for me is I just ask myself, plain and simple, can I respect myself in making this commitment? Whatever it is. If the answer is no, it's a deal breaker for me because I'm unwilling to compromise my integrity for anyone. And I believe that would probably tie into the third one. If someone wants me to not be true to myself in any regard, then that's a deal breaker for me. So that's just what it is.
Wait.
Something that would.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. When we come forward, we're going to get the rest from Nazarene X. He's in Atlanta, Georgia. Where are you from? If you want to join this conversation, it's a national one. Get in here. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
You know that he can't go down like me. You know that he ain't no free like me. So baby, tell me one little thing. How deep is your love for me? Oh yeah.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis with the latest from the Black Information Network. Baltimore police are searching for suspects in connection with last night's shooting that left 5 people injured at HBCU, Morgan State University. Police believe the shooting stemmed from a dispute between 2 smaller groups, and the 5 people who were shot were not the intended targets. All are expected to survive. In Mississippi, the undersheriff of the Rankin County Sheriff's Office has resigned. Paul Holly held the position for just 4 months, although he did not give a reason for his departure. His resignation comes after 5 former sheriff deputies and 1 former Richland police officer all pleaded guilty to torturing and beating 2 black men while in police custody. Today is National Taco Day. Americans are celebrating their love of beef, cheese, and lettuce folded up in a crispy tortilla. And you won't have to shell out much money either, because restaurants across the country will be offering deals and discounts on tacos. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out.
Believe it.
Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Follow
the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
At City National, we listen to you.
I want to expand my business and my legacy.
I want to set up the next generation for success.
I want to see my vision come to life.
I want to feel right at home. Your goals, passions, vision, future. We want to hear it and work alongside you to achieve it. Visit cmb.com to learn more. City National Bank. Here for our clients and communities.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This season, your coffee orders are getting warmer, and your outfits are getting cozier. The world keeps changing, and so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're one of the best ways to help protect yourself against COVID-19. You can get a COVID-19 shot at the same visit as a flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Talk to your healthcare provider to learn more and schedule at vaccines.gov. And don't forget to get extra cinnamon spice. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition, and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit AfricanFocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf. Man, I'll call you back.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen. I'll call so. Looking at, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy, what's the time zone difference? Don't make it more easy. Oh, so I figured I'd call in early, turn my life down, mercy. I got through. You tuned in, yeah. Voice of Reason, the show. Yeah. Voice of Reason, the show. So just lay back your mind. Someday everybody tuning in to soul. Cause he is Voice of Reason, yeah.
When I was reading this, I was thinking about who are the people I need to clean up things with, to be in that space of cleaning up and to be able to be in the position to say, what did I do to hurt you? How did I hurt you? What could I have done better? You all did all of that.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And we did it because, as I said, we wanted to teach ourselves to do the same thing when they got into her body. You know, like don't attack, don't reject. So we went through that. How did I hurt you? How did I hurt you? Will you forgive me? And
wow, isn't that is so powerful? And as you say that, I think about all the people who are listening to us right now who have been hurt or hurt other people, and how simple it would be just to
it is. It's so simple.
enter the space of peace with that by saying, how did I hurt you?
How did I hurt you? Tell me. And then to listen. It's very hard not to get defensive.
Yeah, not to
and
get
this is why having a therapist, we only met with him twice. He taught us how to do it on our own. We then spent
how
months.
to really listen and not start with your, but what I didn't mean
right.
that, and I can't believe you felt that.
That's
and,
right.
Yeah.
He, really, his only job the whole time was like, wait a minute, let her finish. And that's, so it's simple, but it's not easy, and sometimes you need help. And not everyone is safe to do it with. This is an important point. Yeah.
That's not just important, that's essential. You have to be in agreement to do it.
You do.
You can't do it with somebody who is still caring, who still wants to hold on to the anger.
That's right. And I can assure you it doesn't work because I have tried. Over and over, sometimes with the same person.
Really?
Yes. You know, I came out of the experience like, okay, I'm going to clean it up.
Yeah.
But there are some people who it will threaten. There are some people who really don't want to go there and who are so wounded that they just still feel they have to wound other people. You know, Maya Angelou has a wonderful...
Some people are so wounded they still feel that they have to wound other people. A lot of great points in that clip with Oprah Winfrey. A lot of great points. A reconciliation, a resurrection cannot happen unidirectionally. It has to be a bi-directional commitment. Not 10 toes down, but 20 toes down. Or you're just wasting your time. You're spinning your wheels. Nazarene X from Atlanta, Georgia. Get in here and finish your thoughts.
On that tip of what could make things work, right? I believe number one is just me. As long as we can bring God into our relationship, we straight. And that's on penalty of so-called death, right? because it kind of made me think of the whole aspect of this topic. Like, I love how you even like drove it into the territory of it being more like some Phoenix love versus Lazarus. And I say that because for me, real love never dies.
Okay.
That's just that. So in terms of being the Phoenix, I believe that the essence of a Phoenix, it doesn't run from fire or test, it becomes it. So when y'all can be together in that essence that is the refining fire, you can burn away whatever's in y'all's way. I think that's where your power is. So again, what really dies is your idea. And that's healthy. That's something that we're going to always experience as, creatures on this earth. We're going to have ideas that need to be, let go of sometimes. And sometimes they can be our anchor, but we got to be willing to let some things die. And in context like that. So I just believe as long as
that's heavy.
You are able to be clear.
Wait. Would you let some of your would you sacrifice some of your old grudges and perspectives for the love you have for an ex that you want to reconcile with? That's big. That is such a big point right there. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Nah, you all good, huh? You build it up, because that's the thing. I feel like, first and foremost, even that question just puts it back, or puts the light back on where you are internally. Like, if you still holding on to a grudge, then you don't want killing yourself anyway. That ain't the way we're supposed to be living. So that part of you still needs to die away before you can really bring in something more healthy into your dynamic with someone else. To me, big. Like, again, that's just kind of like how we striving for it. So we can let go of things all within context, but again, we just got to make sure we're being true to ourselves. And anyone that we with on all levels, as long as you can be clear, confident, and true to yourself, and in alignment, I feel like, sky's the limit and all of that. Everything else falls away.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yes, sir.
Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. You brought your city in the building. The A is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Let's get it. D Queen, Detroit, Michigan. Get in here.
Hey, I would say that I always look at any person that I'm with as a common law marriage. So if there's anything that we got like skeletons in our closet where you don't want to incriminate each other because of statutes of limitation, then we're going to make this shit work. Excuse me. We're going to make this work.
No profanity. We on radio, live radio. Go ahead. I'm listening now. Go ahead. Finish.
Okay, so if there's skeletons in the closet and it can incriminate each other, then it's just like the court of law. You don't have to testify against your husband or your wife. So I would stick to that plan, and we just have to go to our graves with the information, but we would make sure that we are still there for one another, and I will resurrect that love again.
So give me 3 things that would be like, no way, no how, can't do it, I cannot do it, I won't do it. Give me 3 things that are deal breakers, and give me 3 things that are deal sealers for resurrecting a relationship.
Well, I really can't put my finger on it, but I'm not Isis, the Egyptian queen who resurrected her husband. But if there's something that I feel like will drive a wedge in between us, then I would just handle it at that point in time with whatever the circumstances is. So I can't excommunicate myself with somebody that can incriminate me and I can incriminate them.
Okay.
It's like a Bonnie and Clyde type of situation, but they wasn't, they just was robbing banks and stuff. But ain't no telling what happened in the midst of that.
Oh, okay. D Queen, she done brought Detroit, Michigan in the building. We appreciate everybody's perspective. You may not agree with them, but we allow them to say their piece. That's what the phone lines are for. Get in here. We want to talk to everybody. Listen, when I come forward, I'm going to Reno, Nevada, and Houston, Texas. Texas is on the board. Let's go.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Have you heard about Lendistry? Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Whether financing is needed to increase working capital, acquire a business, purchase inventory and equipment, or refinance debt, Lendistry has a solution for you. Lending products range from traditional business term loans and non-revolving lines of credit to SBA 7A loans and commercial real estate financing. Lendistry's pre-application process is simple and does not impact your credit score. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA to learn more and to get started with an application right from the website.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Only 1 in 5 people with autism are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work.
Maybe it's because employers don't know what kind of jobs they can do. Like, what about a programmer?
That's a job for someone with autism.
How about a healthcare worker?
Yep, that is too. People with autism can do a lot of different jobs, but often get overlooked due to outdated stigmas. Introducing WIN by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring.
What about a ranch hand?
To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the Evan-On, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose America.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
How much should you share about your relationships that happened during the time you were apart?
I'm going to tell you what not to share.
All right? Don't bring the sex part up. Don't bring it up. Because if you think you're going to, no, that's going to backfire. Guys think they're going to be slick with that. No, no.
I want honesty, but not necessarily the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Like,
I actually don't know what you're saying.
Meaning, I want you to be honest and I want to know what happened, but I don't need to know the details of the situation.
No.
Are you talking about sexually?
But that's just me.
Or generally?
Well, if I'm getting back into a relationship with someone and it is a significant relationship and it's healthy, if I'm feeling something, then I probably need to work on myself a little bit more if I'm insecure to the place where I'm feeling like that person needs to tell me everything or doesn't need to.
Well, if it's me, the only thing I need to know about the person who you were dating who wasn't me is that it's over, right? You are back. You are here with me. I need to know that you're emotionally available to me. I need to know that you're committed to moving this thing forward. You got to have a couple different lists in your mind, right? There's some stuff you need to know, and there's stuff you're just curious about.
You can't be curious. That's a slippery slope. I don't want to know a thing because I don't need to be holding you to the same standard when we were together when you're separate. You know what I'm saying?
But there is something to be said about knowing the who and the what, because you want to know if it's a friend of yours, if it's going to cause a potentially humiliating scenario, and what for your health.
You don't need to be with him if you got with your
health
friend.
element, for example,
that's a whole nother thing. But look, there's some things I need to know. If you were out there and you had a baby while you were out there in them streets, I need to know that, right?
Oh, well, you're gonna find that out.
I'll just add that, like, my personal story is that our personal relationship with my wife is that we dated and then I freaked out and then we didn't date for like a year and a half and then we got back together and that was it. There's a reason for getting back together. You have to be sure what the reason is. I knew I was going to spend the rest of my life with that woman because that's what I realized in my time away, is that that's who I want to be with. What happened in the last 36 years of my life is my 36 years of my life.
Right.
You're not making a commitment to me moving forward.
Wow, they had a heated little discussion. Lazarus love, a deeper look into resurrecting a love that was once dead. My guy, Nazarene X, said, it's not Lazarus love, it's Phoenix love, because love never dies, which is why the relationship can resurrect in the first place. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get these callers in here. Sean from Reno, Nevada, get in here.
Wow, brother. So everyone knows I've been married a long time, 30 plus years and everything, but I had a girlfriend who dogged the hell out of me in high school. I had another one that was pretty serious before I met my best and better half, and we're still together. And, you know, if we were ever, so I got to give a kind of a, you know, if I was not to be with someone, because both of those people both tried to, like, you know, give me that communication where, you know, as a guy or a girl, hey, are you available for something, you know, and we can kind of hook up? Both of them did that. Now, the first one dogged the hell out of me, right? And I like right away was like, I pulled her along for a minute. I pulled her along, and I know maybe it's mean, and because she was going through a time, and maybe she thought she could hook up again. And I pulled her along, and I was like, no. The other one, I said, if I was single, if I, you know, didn't have any attachments, you know, you and I need to talk. So it really depends, right? Because right now I'm not going anywhere and I'm very content and happy. I'm very fortunate. But the communication is the key. And by the way, if you dog someone, you had that show about karma and stuff. If you dog someone way long ago and then you try to get them back again, I hope, brothers and sisters, you don't take those people back because they dogged the hell out of you. And so, no, I can't forget that. And no, I wouldn't in that situation take them back. But the person who was really cool to me, if I was single and free to mingle, maybe.
Interesting take. Sean from Reno, Nevada. We appreciate you, brother, always coming in, dropping science. We love it. We love it. We love it. If you want to bring your city into this national discussion, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. We're not playing any reindeer games. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Who's been on the longest? Attila from Houston, Texas. Get in here.
Uncle Zoe, what's going on? How are you?
I'm all right. What are your 3 deal breakers for resurrecting a love with an ex? And what are your 3 deal sealers that will guarantee you guys reconcile? Talk to me.
Okay, so deal breakers, definitely combativeness.
Combativeness. That's a big one. Yeah.
Yes, because that residue of resentment can definitely still be there. An unwillingness to listen or learn, and deflection. That's just 3 that came off my head.
Deflection is hella unattractive.
Look, I'm saying that, but I also got to watch myself. But yes.
Right. Yeah. And then the 3 that will seal the deal, where you go, you know what? Hey, as a matter of fact, let me do this for Attila right now. Put on Shaka Khan Through the Fire as Attila breaks down her 3 through the fire.
God, Uncle Zoe.
Come on now. You know you love him. Bring him back.
Oh God.
What are the 3 that brings him back to you?
All right. So number 1, vulnerability. We got to address the issues in detail, and I want to see deflection and thoughtfulness, right? Definitely a growth in the areas of spiritual and mental improvement. Definitely, just because I'm rooting for him just as much as I'm rooting for myself. So yeah, that's something I want to see. And the last thing, a willingness to relearn your person, because if we both grown, then that means you're technically getting to know a new person.
Yeah, feels like y'all back together right now. Go ahead, Attila. Yeah. Come on, let it ride. There's no saying no when it's this good. Come on, Attila, hit these notes. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the voice of reason. My co-host is riding with Attila down. Let's bring them back together.
Oh my God.
Okay, all right. We love you, but we love your perspective, and those were good points to get back together. Those were great points to get back together, but a lot of people do not value the reconciliation process because there's so many options now because of the internet, and the internet has people in your DMs, and let's just be honest. Like sometimes the options outweigh, what you've already been through. What are your thoughts on that? Wait. Before you answer, just hold tight. We got to carry you forward. When we come forward, Attila from Houston, Texas is going to answer my question. We on fire tonight.
I know you're afraid of what you feel. You still need time to heal. And I can help if you'll only let me try. You touched me.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis with the latest from the Black Information Network.